Hello, you demons, and happy Friday. What if I told you I was in your walls? Shh, my favorite part's coming up.
Hello, all you demons, and happy Friday. Ignore the scratching you hear in the walls, because today—
Hello all you demons, and happy Friday. Ignore the scratching in the walls, because today we are going to be going over cursed/scary items left by previous homeowners. So, without further ado, strap on in, because we are going to be looking at some pretty cursed things that I've collected for you guys, because I love you, and that's how I show my love. I'm sorry. You're here now. So without further ado, let's get into some of these lovely gifts left by previous homeowners. Coming in at number 1, I have Voodoo Doll Dilemma. So, when a Reddit user attempted to investigate a smell coming from their attic, they got more than what they bargained for. As they climbed the ladder to the attic, they were greeted by a 6 or 7 foot stuffed doll. They called it the biggest voodoo doll ever, tried moving it around, but the stuffing made it too heavy to move and it was covered in dust. I don't think that was stuffing. That creature looks like it has human organs in it. That's not a doll, and that's not stuffing. Moving on. Up next, we have this very wholesome story called The Watcher, and I think you'll know why. In 2015, New Jersey family bought a beautiful $1.3 million home, but apparently the home's sale included a stalker called The Watcher. According to the buyers, The Watcher started sending the new buyers letters that said he was in charge of the home, and watching the home was a family tradition that started in the 1920s with his grandfather? Was your grandfather Gacy or something like that? What the hell? In some of his letters, he asked where they would be sleeping so he could better watch the family, and asked if they knew what was in the walls. He also made veiled threats against the couple's children. Okay, you're not off to a good start there, Watcher. Now the buyers are suing sellers because they unearthed evidence that the sellers knew about the Watcher. Wow, before moving in and didn't tell the buyers? That's gross. You know, you've heard of the Landlord Special, but this is like, what's a 2.0 version of the Landlord Special? The Landlord Supreme. The stalker. New Jersey didn't have a disclosure law, which means the sellers didn't have to tell the buyers that they knew anything about the Watcher. Even if there was a disclosure law in New Jersey, something like a home stalker most likely wouldn't be included. Once again, this is why it's imperative to complete the due diligence as well as getting a home warranty plan for your new place. I'm sorry, but no home warranty plan is going to protect you from the Watcher, because the Watcher sounds more of like a force of nature that has obviously been there for generations. So home warranty or not, you getting watched. What do you do? Like, why didn't any of the previous homeowners call the cops or somebody of authority? Like, did they just like go, oh yeah, that's just the Watcher, he's chill? Like, could you imagine coming home just seeing somebody looking through one of your windows and you're just like, oh, hey bud, keeping an eye on the house? Thanks. All right, I'm gonna go head to bed. Apologies if my voice sounds a little raspy. I'm getting over just a little bit of a sick, but it's fine. Going to the next story, having to do with everyone's favorite little house guest. In 2012, the Trost left their home after thousands of dollars and years of pest control treatments did not make a dent in the thousands of spiders crawling throughout their home. One estimate said the home contained up to 6,000 brown recluse spiders. The house soon went into foreclosure after the Trost left, and in 2014, large tents were draped over the home, and sulfuryl fluoride gas was pumped into the home. I'm sorry, but you didn't. you had to bargain with the spiders for their home. That was not your house, especially to begin with. That is not your home. Their insurance company, State Farm, denied their claim, saying that their home insurance company doesn't cover for insects. How are you not going to cover for insects? Like termites, beetles, spiders, roaches? Like, I feel like that's like a universal thing.
This is ludicrous.
All right, who called for ludicrous?
Certain home warranty plans do cover for spider pest control for only a small service call fee, although in this situation it doesn't seem like pest control helped. I don't know about you, I'm usually like a catch and release sort of person with most spiders, but if it's a brown recluse or a black widow, it's kind of on site. The way I see it is there's plenty of them in nature, and if there's one near the home, like, it's kind of free game. Like, I'm not trying to go to bed and wake up with like a rotting limb or something like that, or worse, like have it bite my nose and then, you know, oh nose. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll make a better joke. I feel like keeping and knowing you're keeping a brown recluse or a black widow alive in your home is like playing Russian roulette with nature, because you never know when you're gonna come across it, what it's lived in, and if you're gonna probably have your toe bitten by a brown recluse and, you know, quite possibly lose it when you go to work in the morning. Like, I don't want to play that game. Anyways, monkey jump scare. So somebody found this monkey in their attic. There's no further explanation other than, so I found this monkey in this attic. First off, I got some questions aside from the immediate, terrifying gaze of probably every Vietnam vet combined. But why are its nails painted? Also, does the monkey have a bald spot? Is that a bald spot I'm seeing? I mean, of course, when I see that in the attic, I'm not gonna go, oh my god, a bald spot. I'm gonna probably shoot my pants and fall down the ladder and go, oh my god, I saw a demon. What's funny is that I don't think the age or the attic made this thing any grosser or creepier than what it normally is, just fresh out the box. I think these things are cursed items and there's no cure for it. You know how everybody's always talking about like, oh, why do the animatronics look like that in Five Nights at Freddy's? Oh, well, this monkey looks a lot scarier than any of them, and this was made in real life for kids to play with, and they went, oh, the cute little monkey with symbols, and it's just like, this one is very interesting, and I'm actually going to challenge you guys as the viewers. I want you to look at this image of what somebody found in their grandparents' home, and I want you to find what's wrong with it. I'll give you a generous 10 seconds or less. I don't know. We'll see what feels appropriate. Okay, no, surprise. It's actually like a snake. If you didn't notice it within the first 5 seconds, you'd be dead. Look at the name in the bottom left corner of that card. Yes, it is exactly who we're thinking of. To me, at least, this feels like the same thing as finding a bundle of miscellaneous knives in your basement that you somehow have uncovered, because this has such a dark and eerie history of like just items alone. This guy could probably get a lot of money off of it because people are creepy like that and they just want up memorabilia. But wow, custom design. Let me know in the comments, have you uncovered anything weird or sketchy or scary from your grandparents like attics or memorabilia? Because I'm not gonna lie, one year my grandma, and I love you so much, grandma, I love you so much, but one year she got a terrifying doll that is supposed to be like the first doll that you could record things on and then have it play it back to you, but it's terrifying. So this next one might take just a second to notice, but once you do, like my heart dropped when I saw this. The caption is, so my parents just moved into a house and I found this on the ceiling in one of the bedrooms. I know which room I won't be staying in. All right, so at first, if your eyes are a little, you know, getting assaulted by light like mine are, it might be hard to see, but if you zoom in right there, it says, I'm under the bed. Yeah, this was the original I'm in your walls. This is awful. I don't know how to explain this. This is worse than any sort of contractor joke that could have been done. Like, you know how they're like, oh, let's leave a skeleton in the drywall that's not finished yet. Haha, they'll open it and they'll think, oh no, we trapped somebody in there. No, this is like borderline threat from the previous owner. This next one, oof. My friend just bought a new house and showed me where the ex-owner was found. That's messed up on so many levels. You just gotta tear out the whole floor in that area. Also, this indicates two things. This could either indicate that a lot of fluid leaked from the body within that area, or that the body was there for so long that it kind of did the pumpkin thing where it creates its own fluids based off of its own decay. Either one, just not okay if you're moving into the house. What's up next? Just bought a house, found this in the basement sealed tight. Don't open the basement. Just don't open the basement. This is the best example of Schrodinger's cat, but if it was only evil, because you don't know what's behind there. And you know damn well it's not going to be a cute little secret underground garden that is full of, you know, nocturnal flowers that are so cute. No. It's going to be like a bundled up murder weapon, some dead body, a Necronomicon, or I don't know, a demon, or a gross, like, creepy crawly creature under there. Like, I feel like this could be used as a test on whether or not you would survive a horror movie. Speaking of creepy attics and crawl spaces, this one is captioned, found this in the attic of my vacation home. Do you see him? No. And I think it's better that way. I'm not gonna look too hard just in case it is cursed. As a matter of fact, hold on. Yeah, no, I think it's good I don't see anything. It is the opposite of a vacation home. It's a stay away home. This is like some Slender in the 8 pages type of bullshit right here. Moving on. All right, so here's a series of images that I found that are gonna be telling a little story, a story that has been told by the movie Barbarian. I don't know if any of you are familiar with it, but let's just look. So cute little, book nook. Oh, let's go into the little book nook. This looks so cute and cozy. Oh, it looks like some people were murdered here. This looks like this would be found on the dark web of just about anywhere. I would immediately see it and report it to the FBI. Nah. We're skipping the cops on this one. This is probably involved in many murder cases, to be honest. Oh, all right. Here's a fun one that I forgot that I added to the mix. This is captioned, "Looking for somewhere to stay in on Airbnb. Found this house of note." Yeah. No. Could you imagine Night at the Museum, but in like a taxidermist's house? Obviously, these skeletons are not only creepy looking, but very anatomically janked up. That's the best way I could describe it. It looks gross. You're just you're begging for the opportunity to come home one day and see one of them not there or slightly inched towards the door. Not to victim blame, but like you're putting human looking skeletons with antlers in your home. It's on you at this point. All right, a warning if you don't like blood or things that could be linked to blood. So this one's captioned, "I moved into a new house only to be told that the previous tenants were hardcore drug dealers. This is the basement." This is not a house flipping home. This person saw this and thought, "I'm gonna take a risk. This one's a little fixer-upper." I'd never have agreed with this, but just probably best to give that the old landlord special. Just give it a few coats after you bleach it, of course, because you don't know what's on that, and just forget it ever happened. That's the only good outcome I could probably see from that home's future, because it obviously did not have a very good past. If the homeowner of that house finds this video, I genuinely hope you're okay, and I hope you're safe. And as a matter of fact, if you had any update pictures from that home, feel free to drop them on the Instagram. I would more than love to share them, just so that both I and our audience know that you're okay. Moving on. So not to go from bad to worse, but this one says, "Went on a vacation and found this in the yard of the place we rented." Now, before I show it, I want you to guess. I'm gonna make this a little fun game for you. Is it A, more terrifying scribbles or like a satanic circle? B, murder weapon, something like that? C, creepy doll, creepy clown or something like that? Or D, a crucified, mummified looking corpse? What would make you think it was D? What would make you think it was that one? No, guess. No, I want you to. Yeah, you're right. Here we have a horrifying looking Jeepers Creepers crucified creature in front of this yard of this place that they rented. I don't think this is how any god would love to be depicted. I guess that's a good point. Wait, you think Jesus looks at all the crosses with him crucified on it and goes, ooh, yeah, it's like everything wrong bundled up in one. Here we got the terrifying looking Great Plains in the background, so no matter how fast you run, it's gonna catch you. Very sparse trees. Yeah, this thing definitely moves at night. Like, you're gonna shine the light on it one night and it's just not gonna be there. I don't expect any good outcome from this aside from getting rid of it. That's it. And even then it might come back and, not be on a cross, but just be standing up looking at you. Anyways, moving on. moving right along. This next one, we have somebody who's actually smart given these, situations. I'm happy we had one out of all of them. When my husband and I were house hunting, we stopped by one house that was actually quite nice. While we were checking out the basement, my husband noticed a narrow hallway. Thinking that some mechanical stuff might be down there, we followed the tiny passageway. At the end, there was a bunker-like room with a single light bulb on a string and giant children's drawings on the wall. We did not make an offer. This is probably one of the best choices you've made in your life. Because why? You've extended it. This next one isn't an image, but is rather a story. I woke up and saw my dog scratching himself on the floor next to my bed. I called his name and told him to get onto the bed, but he just sat there, scratching. I called out to him again and again. However, he just sat there scratching his head furiously. I used a sterner voice, hoping that it would get his attention, and suddenly my dog walked out from under the bed and sat in front of the scratching dog. He was completely oblivious to his doppelganger. I just laid there frozen, staring at my dog and what would only be explained as the creature from The Thing. What felt like minutes pass, and then suddenly the scratching dog just fucking vanishes. That's when I remembered all of the caffeine I drank in the evening and how it triggers my sleep-related hallucinations. I called to my hopefully real dog, and he hopped up on the bed and laid next to me. I struggled to fall back asleep. Thankful I didn't have a full-blown episode of sleep paralysis. I'm so happy caffeine does not have this effect on me. I would not be getting out of my bed because I would have probably pooped it, died, and not want to go back to my body. I want to move on to the next story after that one. I don't like that. So this one is, I used to do social service at a hospital here in Mexico, and as part of my computer science degree requirements, most of the time we were doing little tasks like cleaning computers or checking the internet. The boring jobs the actual workers didn't want to do, One day the manager wants us to change the cables located at the basement, so me and two other students went down to the basement with ladders to remove and replace all the old Ethernet cables. Now, the thing about hospitals in Mexico is that as long as the infrastructure works, it's the same decade after decade. No renovations, and it shows. The basement, while well lit and clean, was really old, so we were assigned a different hall and started with the job. About 2 hours into it, one of the students came running looking mortified and asked me what's wrong. I looked at him confused and asked him what he meant, and he said he heard a man yelling for help, and I thought I had had an accident. We checked with the other student, and he said that he didn't hear anything. We just finished the job, and later we told the manager. He just said, "Oh, you met the basement ghost." What the hell? Oh, that's just the basement ghost. See, this is the same energy that one person was like, "Oh yeah, that's just the watcher." I'm sorry, but you combine two of the worst words you can, basement and ghost. Don't mess with basement ghosts, or attic ghosts, or just anything basement or attic related. Those are just usually really terrible voids of evil. Alright, and I have one more bonus one just because I think it was funny. But this one is the trash talking Civil War soldiers. So, new homeowners in Shenandoah in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia got a surprise of the historical significance when they started removing old wallpaper in their house. Behind the wallpaper, there were messages from Confederate soldiers and Union soldiers. The first line read, "Rebels, if you can hear, we will whip you for sure." The Confederates responded with, "If you do it, it'll be the first time, you impotent scoundrels," which was signed, "A rebel who has given you a too many sound thrashings." The Union soldiers came back with, "You are cowards, nothing but a thief, the robbers of millions of women and children, you good-for-nothing skunk." The homeowners have left the graffiti as it is, just placing plexiglass over it to preserve it. Honestly, do that. That's probably the best thing. It's just like old internet banter. It was the closest thing we got. Like, this is the link between humans now and humans then. It was everybody found like a wall or an internet page to just post on and just say, "You suck. No, you suck." And I think I'm gonna leave the video here on a funnier note because I tortured you guys enough throughout this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a like down there below. It shows me that I'm doing a good job and keeps me pumped for putting these videos out. And don't forget to subscribe for more spooky content like this. I got so many other videos that are similar to this one. But yeah, thank you so much and stay spooky, everybody. Bye-bye.